Hi, my name is Sarah Dupree, and I'll be discussing the role of an instructional coach. I have my notes here so I can discuss what we'll be talking about during my video. My video consists of three parts. One part of me discussing the roles and the notes that I took. Secondly, I'll be submitting a video of the interview with her, and then thirdly, the other interview will be consist of a pre-recorded instructional coaching in motion. So let's begin. What do instructional coaches do? So I had my video wanted to give me more insight on what she does. So I went ahead and had an interview with her and her discussing. So I'm just going to describe some of the roles and then we'll go into the second part with the interview. And having said that, instructional coaches are on site professionals who teach educators to use proven instructional methods. This helps them to be successful in the role as teachers. Coaches must be skilled in a variety of ways to be able to um, help teachers. So they have to be great communicators, they have to be organizers, and of course, an expert at providing resources for the teachers. Miss Arreguin is the instructional coach at Alexander Preparatory for 2021, and she described in our second video many roles of how they're embedded throughout the day or week. Um, she did tell me that in order to provide feedback to administrators when she meets with them, she has a teacher tracker record, and this teacher tracker record, told me and described how she uses it. Allows her to go in and videotape teachers. She facilitates resources to them. She also holds brief meetings with teachers and explains their goals. Um, she has different interventions available and supports that can provide any growth for them. Teachers are provided time to ask questions and discuss whatever interest they need to work with the coach. She also said she joins administrators with observations during the week. So that way she has internal feedback of the administrators and herself to be able um, to select certain resources also. Um, she also meets with teachers with groups and individual meetings. Also the convenient times to meet, which will be probably during their planning period or recess time if they have time. She says those are good times that she's able to speak with them and give research validated interventions for the teachers, which might help them address the needs that will allow them to show growth with the students and themselves. Um, she has been able to be a collaborator with administrators and the teachers. Together, the instructional coaches and teachers identify interventions together that best address the teacher's pressing needs. An example might be that Ms. Arreguin, as a coach and teacher, they might determine a graphic device that could help them clearly organize and communicate the standards and the content that will be taught for that unit. Um, Also, instructional coaches like Ms. Arreguin collaborate with them to develop a plan that is chosen with instructional methods that will allow them to grow. She also told me that she meets weekly with the principals, which is with Mr. Martinez or the assistant principals, to gather intel. They go over the tracker, decide if there's growth, if there's not. and immediately provide feedback, of course. Sometimes they allow the teacher to model the coach, um, to allow the coach to model what the expectation is. Also, it's great to know that right now we're going through a process that allows the teacher to be able to see what is expected. So then they've created this new thing of the I do, we do, you do. Then there's a see it, do it, show it. And so there's all these new approaches that they're using that will help the teachers grow. Um, Also, she said that with when the coaches work with groups of teachers, they establish teams of professional learning communities to pave the way for instructional interventions to be taught consistently across the classroom on a subject matter. An instructional coach might help a language arts team develop a scope and sequence for teaching writing strategies. For example, on a grade level team, develop a plan for teaching the same behavior expectations for students in the classroom, which helps them help the teacher. Once again, she also told me that she helps create professional developments for these new virtual programs that the teachers are using, like for instance, Nearpod. And I might be able to show a video of that also in the other interview where she has video recorded, the professional development for Nearpods. She also has created a teacher tracker record for the teacher to keep of themselves, and then a teacher student tracker also, which allows the teacher to be able to communicate effectively with the student on knowing how to keep up with their own goals. So this allows teachers and students to see their academic growth within a time frame. And she said that though they have weekly meetings with administrators, they also have them with teachers and provide feedback consistently, because this allows the teacher to reflect and reevaluate her plan of growth if necessary, which means that as time goes by, if they don't see growth, then that's when the principal just intervenes and takes over the whole observation, instructional plan, and growth, that Miss Arreguin just is released from allowing the support that she's been facilitating the teacher. So this all falls back now on the administrator to continue the process of with the plan, the observations, and the tracker. Once this is set in place, the administrator and the teacher are set forth on working together, and hopefully that will provide enough growth for the teacher to be able to see that she could observe the principal model some of the expectations, and it could be like classroom management, or just being able to um, provide other support that the teacher is requiring. Now, if for some instances the teacher feels that she can't work with the coach or needs more support, then the administrator steps in right away. She was able to tell me that if for some reason the principal or herself, the coach, cannot help the teacher show growth, then there could be an extreme conversation as to what might be the next step for the teacher to take, to step back and reflect on if this career would be the right move for him or her in the teaching process. So I'll move forward to the next part as far as seeing the interview with me and Miss Arreguin, and then the third part would be us observing one of her recordings.